Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris and I just got done watching John Wick 3 Parabellum. And with this installment, we follow John Wick only minutes after he's been excommunicado. The repercussions of everything he's done in the previous two films come full fold with the world of assassins now after him, adding the fact that he's also no longer able to use the resources of the assassin world. John Wick must now try to find a way to survive through all the madness. And that's all pretty much say without giving any spoilers to you guys. This is a spoiler-free review. Now, John Wick is a modern day action phenomenon. I distinctly remember having the first film come out and everyone thinking, John Wick, Keanu Reeves, what is this? Nobody was expecting that movie to even be decent. And holy hell, how amazing it turned out. And then the second film even better, leading us to this film. It is wild. There's something about watching the third film on screen that you yourself are going to feel exhausted by the end of it. Everything done in the previous John Wick movies is topped in every other minute in this movie. They have amazing action scene after action scene, beautiful choreography, so much John Wick action that you think to yourselves at one point, is it too much? And I would understand if someone came to me and said, that was a lot of action, that was too much action. Because there is an argument to be made in action films when they go overboard with the action without adding any new elements, you just become numb to it and think to yourself, all right, let's wrap it up. We got a story and let's finish this movie off. But with John Wick 3, every action scene had something different, whether it was fighting with guns, fighting hand to hand, fighting with swords on top of motorcycles. Every action scene in here is warranted, different, exciting. This movie is literally 60% action scenes, and the fact that they don't make you numb to them is a great achievement done by the director here. Talking now to some of the cast members, Keanu Reeves has always had a difficult role in Hollywood. He's a man that I understand isn't a great actor, but put him in the correct roles, Bill and Ted, The Matrix, and now John Wick, the man shines to high heavens. This is the role I think we will forever remember Keanu Reeves for. Blasphemy, yes, forget The Matrix. John Wick is what will now be rested on his tombstone come that day. Halle in this movie, who plays an old assassin friend of John Wick, she was really pulling off her Oscar-worthy talent in this movie. This character isn't just as simple as, oh, I'm just a girl version of John Wick. No, she has her own compelling backstory, little hints throughout of what she has gone through in her life, but the mixing ingredient that makes her so fun to watch on screen is her couple of German Shepherds. When I tell you that these German Shepherds earn a higher spot in the Expendables than some of those cast members, I mean it. Bringing me also to praise the story, because in every John Wick movie we are peeling more and more layers of the mythos of this assassin world that was just so fascinatingly set up in the first film. And there's even a lot more of that, some more personal to John Wick and where he might have come from. It's just a good testament to the film's writers that they were able to keep expanding the world, making it bigger, making us more immersed in here without it starting to feel goofy, feel unrealistic. Just something about ruthless killer assassins that have to abide by certain rules just makes it that much more fun to watch this series. Obviously, you can see my praises for this film is high. I obviously recommend them, but if I am jumping to some negatives, I do have a couple of gripes with the movie. For one, we are starting to get into that territory in the third John Wick movie where John Wick is starting to become invincible. I understand that this man is legendary, that this man can kick anyone's butt, that put him in a room full of 100 people and he might come out on top. This movie starts to cross that threshold of no matter what you do to John Wick, he will just live. There are some crazy, unbelievable things that no human can survive that happen to John Wick in this movie, but the man still manages to stand up and walk away from them. Pair that up also with a lot of convenient things in this movie where you have literally hundreds of assassins going after John in this movie, and so many times in this film that they could have actually gotten a final blow at him, but for whatever reason, out of honor or respect to this man, they stop, give him a chance to get up and continue the fight. Stuff like that just kind of takes me out of it, because it's like, okay, now you're just creating situations for John Wick to be able to get out of anything. In previous films, I do like how there were moments where John was actually hurt, he was wounded, he was scarred, he wasn't able to do much, and through his wits, he still came out on top. On this one, you could chop off his head and I bet he'd still kill all those assassins. And if for some reason we are able to get another John Wick movie out of this, I hope further sequels continue to make this man weaker, keep him humanized, not just this invincible killing machine that no matter what you do to him, nothing hurts him, because then it becomes a little anticlimactic when he fights some bad guys in the following films. Alright, so for John Wick 3, I'm gonna give action 5 stars. This is unbelievable feat that they were able to make more than half this movie action scenes and every single one of them interesting to where you didn't have that numbing effect of, oh great, another fist fight. Comedy in the film, I am gonna give it 2.5 stars. The comedy was sprinkled greatly throughout the film. Moments where they're fighting and then to lighten the tone, something comedic occurs. Subtle things like that just makes it so much more enjoyable to watch this movie. Drama in the film, I'm gonna give it 3 stars because they continued to expand the world of John Wick, giving us more layers of where these assassins might come from, John Wick himself, and introducing a new character that I hope is a mainstay in future installments. Horror in the film, I'm gonna give 1 star too, simply because it is gruesome, it is gory, it does not hold back. So if you are sensitive to blood or knives going into eyeballs, I suggest you cover your eyes a few times in this movie. And suspense of the film, I am gonna give it 3 stars. Even with elongated action scenes, you are still wondering if John Wick is gonna be able to make it out, and if he does, how is he gonna stand back up? Because you know he just is. Casual fans, I'm gonna give it an A+. Cinephiles, I'm gonna give it an A+. And critically, I'm going to give it a B+. For John Wick 3, I suggest you add this to your collection at home.
That's a keeper.
Really happy with the way this one turned out. If they continue to make more, I would be all on board. I just cannot imagine how they can top this movie, because there are just certain things in here that I'm like, all right, I've seen every action scene possible. What can they do next? And that's what really excites me. But anyway, guys, if you have seen John Wick 3, let me know what you thought about it. Is this your new favorite modern day action movie? Because it is mine. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.